Hey guys, this is Robert. I'm here with you and we are going to work together for the next 2 hours. I'm going to grab the shea butter over here. This is my preferred choice when I'm working on people's feet. I really like unrefined raw shea butter. I get one, I've had some that are yellow, which have a little more beta carotene, but I actually like the white, in particular, the lighter color. It's very inexpensive to buy. I rarely use creamer oils. The two exceptions are on feet, I like shea butter, and on coconut oil on the abdomen. Just personal preference, but you can use whatever creams or oils you're gonna deal with. When we work today, somebody's gonna give, somebody's gonna receive. I want you to pick a partner. Go ahead and set them up on the table. You want it to be at a nice height with your chair so you can like lean in and start working on the person's feet comfortably. My chair makes a little bit of a squeak, as you can tell. You can try to find a non-squeaky chair, but I don't own any of those. So one of you is going to receive for an hour. One of you is going to give for an hour. If you need to, rock, paper, scissors, figure out who's going to do that. And I'm going to show you some various techniques in various positions. I think prone, side lying, and supine to be able to work on people's feet. This is a great tack-on service. It's a great addition. It's like a gift to your clients. You could have it as a standalone service if you wanted to. After this class, I have to set up the course on our online school so you can get CE credit. Make sure to email me at robert@robertgardnerwellness.com or message my Facebook business page, Robert Gardner Wellness, so I can make sure to get you that link for the 2 free CE credits. The next 2 classes, the next class is going to be mat-based, probably no creams or oils. Yes, 2 hours. Then the third, we're going to use Thai foot sticks. We're going to use these tools, and when you purchase the class, I'll send you a link where you can purchase these. These are really good tools if you're trying to deliver deep pressure to the bottoms of the feet. I don't recommend that you overwork your hands, and I'm going to show you how we go through that even in this first class. I'm very much into saving my body while I work on someone. I don't want to be in a position where I'm hurting myself, so I want you to be able to work with us live. If you decide you want the whole class, I think the link is down below here on YouTube, so you can go ahead and subscribe and purchase the course. It's $100 for the full thing. So I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to talk to Kristen and check out. Kristen, are your feet pretty tender?
They're pretty tight.
Pretty tight all the time?
Yeah, I just got some new shoes. And I was also wondering, can I go ahead and grab my face curl to put underneath my neck?
Yeah, you can.
I figured before we get started.
So I have a pillow as well, but whatever things you've got as far as bolsters and cushions to make somebody comfortable.
Yeah, my feet,
do you need a pillowcase for that?
No, I'm fine. My feet are just really tight. I do a lot of massage. I used to do a lot of massage on the table barefoot.
Yeah.
And now I'm using my feet to do Thai massage, so I just feel like feet are always kind of a little sad.
So you're using your feet more.
Yeah.
Because you're using your feet like they're hands now.
Yes.
And then you're having a little more tension in your tib anterior, your calves.
Yeah, and I feel it on like the top of my right foot and on my arch.
Okay.
Now.
So we're going to wind up working on some of that. I'm probably not. I may at some point slide that up to get access. Yeah. And then can you do the other as well?
Yeah. I will do so that.
Oh, you're fine. So I'm gonna start working on you, but I want you to feel free to communicate with me, and I want you guys to follow along at home. I want you to replicate what we are doing. Be able to show work in the fan lines of the feet using thumb pad pressure. Just softening and opening up here. Now, if you decide you want to text or call me, Kristen has my phone, but I have my Bluetooth in. I would really prefer if you would actually call me. You're not going to interrupt class. I'm just going to answer your phone call as concisely as I can. You're not going to be heard on camera, but you can ask the question live. In Kristen's case, I was rolling the feet out and open, like mobilizing the tarsals. I'm going to come out to the side because I want to work on her leg just a little bit as well. And what I feel is, like, Kristen's feet mobilize fine. What I feel is tension right here, like real like tension in tib anterior. And we're going to talk about how you're going to address that, how you're going to work on that area. Is that too much on your knee?
No, that feels great.
Okay. So I could use my forearm and elbow. I think the forearm and elbow is kind of mean. I want to use the back of my hand. So I could like come in with fingers. I could come in with the forearm and elbow. It's kind of pointy. She's making a face of fear. What I would probably do is use the back of hand. So I'm going to use the heel of my hand here. I'm going to roll her in just a little bit and then come in here. Now, when I'm doing that, I'm also mobilizing the foot, mobilizing the tarsals. So this is essentially a pin and stretch. I'm moving that around. I'm going to go a little bit higher. Woof. You're right there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this. Okay. I'm going to bring my other hand over just to lean in. Is that too much?
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm just using my hand here to reinforce what I did. I can change this in any way. If I don't like it on the left hand, if it feels uncomfortable on my wrist, you always have to change it. I'm going to come in with the opposite. And again, I'm just going to reinforce here. How's that, Kristen? There you go. Can you move your foot at the ankle for me? There you go. Pin and stretch. Active mobilization into the feet. So if you need to text or call me, that number is 512-905-2298. Again, that's 512-905-2298. How's this, Kristen? Is it more tender up high? Kind of in the middle.
More tender right in that middle spot.
Right in the middle. So go down a little bit closer there. There we go. If I have regular long-standing clients who are getting my 3-hour sessions, it's not uncommon for me to tack on the foot service to give me something more diverse, because they get over a chronic pain issue and they just want a nice, relaxing 3-hour session. And I go, hey, how do you feel about if I work on your feet for an hour? And they go, oh my God. Like, yeah. So if you're got a relaxation-based service that you're trying to amend, I think this is a good option. And slowly back off there. How are your calves? Pretty tight?
Sure.
Okay. So guys, I'm going to show you what I consider to be like a more advanced move here. And I could use either leg for this. I'm going to scoot some of this other stuff out of the way. Kristen and I work together regularly, so I know a little bit more about her body because we work together regularly. But if I was to press into your calves, like with an elbow, how would it feel?
I mean, I would be too into that.
You wouldn't?
No. That sounds scary.
So I'm trying to pick like a broader tool that she can use while she's supine. What I think works best is to come in like this. And I'm going to essentially put myself in like pigeon on one leg. And I'm going to bring my thigh up. And then what I'm doing is I don't want to hyperextend her knee, but I just want to roll her calf out on my thigh. What I'm trying to do is trick Kristen into working on my quad. Right in there. How's that?
Good.
Broad, right?
Yeah.
So like
it's
superficial muscles. Just getting that started to be able to soften through there. Now, if I took her later and put her prone, I might use an elbow. Generally, pressure goes superficial to deep, general to specific. This is a good way of breaking up a session if somebody's having problems with their calves. Now I'm going to move just a little bit higher. How's that? There we go. This is mobilization through there.
I mean, it's still intense. It's just like so much better to start with this and then do an elbow.
Yeah.
All things were really, lower leg is very tight.
Now, if I decided I wanted to double up, so I'm working on the calf, but I want to put a little pressure in the tib anterior as well. I'm not going to go straight point elbow. I really want to kind of broad forearm. But I'm going to grab kind of about the middle spot where she was having issues with. But now what's happening is she's sandwiched from one side to the other. Right there, Kristen?
Yeah.
Okay, is it too pointy where the elbow is?
No.
Okay, so if I was to shear, I got a good pointed grip here. If I was to shear down or up?
Like up.
Okay, so if I'm generally shearing, it's like I'm grabbing skin and shearing up. Do you mean to shear to the middle or to the lateral? Middle. Right there. Now, as I'm pressing on both sides now. She's getting a compression on both sides, tib anterior and her gastrocs and soleus. Does it feel sharper on one or the other?
Yeah,
Or what do you notice?
the shin feels sharper.
It's more pronounced as far as like what it's telling your body?
Yeah, but it's not too much.
Okay. And then slowly what I'm going to do is I've got this pinned with this left side. I'm going to reach with my right hand. Give her some movement there. How's that? There we go.
Like made my eyes open really wide when you did it, but it's like oh god, there's another hand to awesome.
There we go. And this is just, feet and lower leg, right? So we did some pretty good work, I think, very quickly just on this right leg and foot. I'm going to back out for a second, just make sure that our stream is in fact doing what I need it to do. I'm just going to check something real quick. And we're good. And then I'm going to slowly switch out to the opposite leg, which in my case means I also have to get my hair up and out of the way because it's falling down. And I'm just going to switch legs here and perform kind of the same. How does this leg feel compared to that now?
It feels so much different. Just that tiny bit of work. Right, it's like better.
Yeah. Always, I'm trying to get the therapist to like not hurt themselves when they work. Like I don't want you to compromise your hands. I also encourage, I think, a greater degree of communication than most people are familiar with. I want you to be able to talk to the client, especially if you're working on problem stuff like pain stuff. Relaxation is, we can be quiet. But for teaching purposes and then for like chronic pain, you have to communicate a little bit more. What do you think? Right side's tighter?
Both have their tightness.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna come in, back of hand, again, right through there.
You feel the same to you?
I thought that side was tighter.
I mean, I agree, but this one.
But it's more intense here.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think right there?
Yeah.
There we go. So just another piece. Before I was doing this, like I was reaching with my hand. Is that too much, Kristen?
No.
She's almost like holding her face, so I'm just making sure she's not wincing and dying. Instead of reinforcing with my hand, and I can do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my position just a little bit. I'm going to reinforce with my knee. So I'm going to bring my knee up and reinforce the back of my hand. Just like that. I'm going to stack weight. How's that?
Edge.
Too much?
No, but we're.
When you do it well, it doesn't feel like excess strain on your carpals or your wrist. it feels like I'm almost massaging my carpals by putting my knee on the back of the hand. Then I'm going to slowly give her a little bit of passive mobilization.
Oh,
Oh!
that's intense.
Oh! And then slowly to back off, I'm going to take the knee off first, then I'm going to back off. So it was like I mobilized my hand that way, so I'm going to switch out to the opposite hand to do it again. Give this hand a break.
Oh my God.
How are we doing there?
This side feels so much tighter.
Okay. It doesn't feel
I haven't been cupping it
more
at all.
dense to me, but it also just depends on what you feel, right?
Yeah.
How's that? There we
I've been
go.
cupping my right leg, but not my left.
How's that? So keep in mind as you're watching this that we're going to have access to these videos after the fact. This is still going to be here on YouTube and Facebook or wherever. You're going to be able to watch this, work with your friends, colleagues, have people study with you. I'm going to structure this in a way that you can get your free CE credit. So if you miss something, don't worry about it. The reason we created our subscription service and Vault is the repetition allows you to build real skill. Kristen, you've been working with me for a year.
Yeah.
In person.
Yes.
It's just getting good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to back off just a little bit. You can see how like pale even my own hand became. When I back off, you'll see it kind of flush red. It's just kind of flushing blood down through my hand and wrist. See how pink my palm gets? She's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right on this outer leg line, right along tib anterior. Whew, whew. So just to give her a break for a second, I'm going to come in with my leg again. I'm going to work on the calf. Like we did 2 or 3 compressions just in tib anterior. If I'm just compress, especially in the same area, it starts to feel mean. The people will want me to back off to be able to give them something that's a little bit lighter. So this is real passive for me. If this doesn't work for you for some reason, feel free to slightly change your body mechanics. And I want to show you this. Like I call this pigeon because it's like pigeon pose. Now, if I came up, Kristen, like this, how does that feel in comparison?
That's fine.
Does this feel a little sharper?
I was thinking about the same.
Okay.
Maybe slightly sharper.
Slightly sharper. So the difference is my leg is stacked up. Now, or stacked up like this, I'm going to slowly unstack it and flip back the other way, which this one feels more amenable to me, but I just wanted to show. This is usually a bigger, broader tool to be able to go in. Yeah,
sharper.
Right there. There we go. Now there's a little bit of movement. You can see this in her leg here. I don't want to hyperextend the knee. But for instance, Kristen, if I lean down and lean you down towards the table or up towards the head, which one of those you like? Make a difference? Not really? Okay. Giving the client options and letting them pick the one that works best for them, it can be really, really nice and help you find that sweet spot that they really want. I'm going to move just a little bit higher. Right there. How's that? There we go. So guys, this is the warm-up. I'm going to grab this real quick. Oh, the warm-up was 20 minutes. Oh, nice. My foot massage is as long as your hour session.
Sign me up.
So just like before, I'm going to pick the spot, and I think a little bit right here, right? I'm going to scoot just a little bit down. I want to sandwich this. I want to come in with the forearm and elbow broad. What do you think, right there? There we go. add that in. Too much, Kristen? Are you dying?
No.
Okay. Dense. So, gonna back off. Gonna slowly bring her back to neutral. Just want to feel my way through. So this leg felt tighter to you. Okay. So now I'm going to come back to the base of the table. I want to come back to the feet. In this case, I'm probably going to apply some shea butter this time. I have a small hand towel and another towel in case I need it to like wipe my hands. But I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this. Have you used shea butter before, Kristen?
Maybe.
This stuff is awesome. So it's thick and it's got a gumminess to it. It melts at a body temperature, but it's got a, oh man, it just hydrates the feet really well. Like it takes a little time to get it to melt, unless you already have it in some sort of warmer.
Oh, yeah.
But I tend to melt it on my hands first. It's got a tackiness, like a little bit of, it gives some gloss, I guess, some slide, but it's got a tackiness to it and it absorbs well, I find.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna start with the feet there. Is that too much?
No.
Okay. And I'm really gonna coat the feet well, even around the heel there.
Feels nice.
Just of note, I've never had a woman argue with me while I was giving her a foot massage. If there's any guys watching home, that's a bonus tip there. I mean, she could try. And the application itself, you know, should feel nice. Now, if I feel like I've got just a little bit too much on just the feet, in her case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide up the calves and up the lower leg as well, kind of more distributed. I'm going to go up through tib anterior. Is that too much, Kristen?
Negative.
Okay. What about up the peroneals? Amazing. Okay. And just for distribution's sake, I'm gonna roll her in, and this is peroneals. I'm gonna a little bit more lateral. I felt like she wanted this, and I don't think she's gonna complain. Oh, that's good. This stuff, I love the tackiness of this, the way it feels on skin. It's like it's super hydrating. If you had someone who had really dry feet, one, you wouldn't announce it to them, but you could totally load them up on shea butter and then wrap their feet in hot towels and just let it sit while you work on their legs, calves, tib anterior, and then go apply again. Now this one feels more like tib. This felt more like peroneals, just a little bit. So down at the feet again, I'm going to focus on just one. In this case, her right foot. Then I'm going to work to my fist and knuckles. Fist and knuckles. You really want to use your hands in a way, and I'm literally just kind of improvising. I don't want you to use your hands and your knuckles in a way that like hurts your fingers. If it is, we got to change it. And I'm going to show you some different ways to do this in just a minute. But for now, I'm just using my thumbs, just sort of warming her up so we get some of those deeper structures. How's that, Kristen? Tender? Just all feels good. There we go. Feel free to, change it up. If you want to slightly change position, I'm going to grab my chair here so I can show this. I'm going to come in with just my forearm, and then I'm going to slide along the plantar surface of the foot. How's that, Kristen? There we go. So sometimes too, when I'm leaning down, I can't really see her face. And when I can't see her face, that's why I want to ask for feedback just to make sure if I'm doing something new. You can go to the top of the foot. You can go to the outside. Too much? Okay, just checking in on you. Go to the inside. Using flat knuckles right there. It's not pointed, it's flat. And then you want to go knuckles underneath, knuckles underneath, knuckles underneath. And more broad fist, kind of curling the toes back just a little bit. And let's see who's giving us a call. Can you open that for me? Hello? Hey, Haley, what's up? Oh, no, thank you. Hang on. Yes, please. Yeah. I thought it was a student calling in. That's one of the dangers you get telemarketers. So I'm going to switch to the opposite foot. I'm going to shift my chair just a little bit over to this side because I moved it. There we go. Now I want to come in, kind of same thing as before. You want to generally feel balanced from left to right side. But again, just don't compromise your hands. Like, how does the pressure feel, Kristen? Like adequate?
Amazing.
Okay, but not too much.
No.
Okay. And then in Kristen's case, I'm working on her twice, so she only gets a foot massage for 2 hours. I know it's rough. It's rough studying with me. Ugh. Outside. And to the inside. I would love to put the telemarketers in the video. That would be awesome. Hey, you're on camera right now. We're streaming live globally. Just to see how they respond. Right through there. All good. Yeah. So you don't have pain in your feet. You have pain more in your ankle.
No, I have pain in my feet.
Okay. Where on your feet typically?
Well, like my left one, I don't feel it as much. But it would kind of be generally where you're working right now. I do. So like the lateral arch. My right one is definitely like where that ligament connects, top of the foot. Like my right foot every day when I wake up and at the end of the night, it's like
Now that I've shifted over here, again, I'm going to come in with the forearm. Give her some pressure down. Give her some pressure down. Big, long stretch to the plantar surface. So when she talks about her foot pain, I'm trying to figure out if she's got involvement from like her soleus, gastrocs, tib anterior muscles further up, not just the foot itself.
Awesome.
Oh, feels awesome, huh?
So awesome.
So Kristen will work on me, and like we're doing pretty deep compression, a lot of rehab related work, and all she'll do is just like press on my feet and my legs, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the best ever. So since she likes that now, I'm gonna shift just a little to the center. I'm gonna see if I can do both at the same time. How's it feel on both? How's it feel on both?
Oh, that's good.
And what time are we at?
30.
3:30. How in the world have we covered half of what we're gonna do? So Kristen, can you grab that pillow? And I just want you to lay on your side, doesn't matter which. You could use the headrest too if that feels comfortable for you. I just want you to be comfortable on your side.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. And then one of these blankets I'm gonna roll up because I wanna give her some bolster for this leg here. She's gonna be in this position for a little bit, so I just want this leg to feel comfortable. She shifted her pelvis so that she felt comfortable on the table. What I'm really trying to access is the foot. A little bit of the calf from a different position. This also creates a situation where this peroneal here is like wide open for work, but I'm gonna come back down to the foot first. I kind of like that her foot is a little bit bent over the table. That's gonna give me a little more movement to the back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm actually gonna go arm to arm or forearm to forearm here. So we hold a lot of tension in our feet, but we just kind of shove them in shoes and ignore them. All the way down the plantar surface of the foot. Then I'm going to come up right into the calf, and I haven't pressed directly on this. There we go.
Are you ready?
Yes. Hello? Yes. Yeah. Middle. More middle. You could alter the double forearm to make it fit wherever you need it to, but it also depends on like the mobility of the people's feet and like how much movement. Mostly when I was using the double forearm, Kristen, did it feel like there was pressure just in the middle of your foot?
I mean, I was feeling it on the arch that was tight, you know.
She was mainly feeling it where she said she felt tightness, but I think the weight mostly is just balanced. When I'm doing the double forearm and I was doing both at the same time, it's pretty balanced. That make more sense? We're also going to show it again, or hopefully as well we can. When we switch out, you're going to see most of the same stuff again. Of course, you're going to feel it from a different perspective if you're the ones receiving. Thank you. Do you need anything else? Thank you. How we doing there, Kristen? You dying?
No, I think whenever people call in, you should your question out loud so that the other people
Yeah.
know what
Well,
they asked.
I'm also learning. So what she was asking was the double forearm on the feet. She wanted to know if the pressure was on the inside of the foot or the outside of the foot, and I think it was down through the center primarily.
Yeah.
So am I killing you there?
No.
Okay.
Awesome.
Feels awesome. Low and slow.
It's tight as
Now,
stuff.
if I had done this first without using my thigh to like roll your gastrocs
I'd be
open.
dying because like right now I can handle this.
Yeah.
I mean the bad boys are tight.
General to specific, superficial to deep. Me using my leg is a huge, broad tool. Then I'm going to switch it out just for a second so I can come over to this other foot. I want to be able to get into the peroneals right here, and I feel some tension right there. It's a little bit of tib anterior, but there's definitely some peroneal involvement. I'm going to start just a little bit closer to the ankle there. I'm just going to stack my shoulder. Too much? Now, are you ready? Now we'll double up. Oh yeah. Oh yes, I have two hands. It's amazing what you can do with multiple. Why do I start singing? A whole new world. Here we go.
Holy thank you.
Too much?
Left hand edge.
So where I'm at on your peroneals? There we go. So I could leave this out. I could just put a hand here. Like I could do all sorts of stuff, but it's like, how does it feel to you, Kristen?
Oh, it feels awesome.
Like if you had a choice, if I'm just static with this hand and sliding with this one, or do you want this at the same time?
I kind of like the movement. The left leg is so intense.
Okay. Is it distracting?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just asking for feedback because people will report different things. Some people will like different stuff. Some people will be like, no, I don't like all that movement. I'm like, okay, cool. So like right here? And they're like, yeah, they want static pressure. I don't fight the clients. It's just whatever makes them, feel good. Is it too much on your tib?
Wow, now I just feel it pulling by the ankle bone.
Yeah.
Whee! Ah, a little too pokey on that right one.
Oh, too pokey, big broad thumb, too pokey, too pokey. I could come over here, get some mobilization, work around the heel. It's outside. Oh yeah. On a table. What is this monstrosity? What the hell is a massage table? Ugh. Like going backwards. Massage tables are 2018. What's going on? Matt. And I'm still just inchworm sliding along on that side. Then I'm gonna come back, switch it out, and we're gonna change it up. I'm gonna scoot this guy out a little bit. Hey, you're gonna see Robert's white pasty legs. Hey, and he's gonna come in with a knee. And because I got some slide right there, I'm gonna be able to hook and just glide along the plantar surface of the foot there. How's that, Kristen?
Good.
Like that?
Yeah.
There we go. Right through there. And thank you so much for calling in, by the way. We're still working on the flow for these. I think we'll be able to make it very concise and even improve audio video quality as we go. Are you dying, Kristen?
That's great.
Good. How does the knee feel compared to like my forearm?
Sharp?
The knee feels sharper? Interesting. Or just feels deeper?
Yeah.
Deeper, okay. Right there. Now, my knee is kind of sliding down and out. What happens if I grab here and then push the calf up while I'm doing the other? A lot of it's just mobility, space. And if I get tired of that one knee for whatever reason, I could just take that pasty white leg out, pull the other pasty white leg in. Come in from here, switch sides. How's that? There we go. Why is that? Through there? Through the calf?
Yeah.
Okay. Little slide down towards the plantar surface. So I'm going in opposite directions from the heel towards the toes from the ankle up to the calf simultaneously. Oh, a state of holy shit was declared. Holy shoot. Oh, the curse count. Gotta edit this one. How's that? What's our time? 40. Okay. So we did just like a brief, right? Like, how much have I really used my hands? I mean, a little, but not like excessively, right? We're gonna have you flip to the other side, and you can bring your bolster with you. And then I'm gonna give her just a minute just so she can get comfortable. You'll notice also that I only applied shea butter once. It's absorbing. It's a little more tacky. It's got a little more traction now, because as I slowly work in deeper, I'm gonna scoot this guy up. I really want that tucked in. There we go. How's that?
Very good.
I wanted to be able to, how's that? Is that too much on your ankle or anything?
No, that's great.
Okay. I just wanted to be able to grab if I needed to, so I can come up again right through the calf here. Now, let's say I needed to grab something, and this is something important to point out. I've got a towel here, but I've got a rag. You know, I just grabbed an old hand towel. If I want to grab onto something, she's now covered in lubricant, so there's no grip. They're more slide, right?
Yeah.
If I need a grip, I can throw a hand towel on and use an elbow. I'm not going to do that right now because she'll die, but I'm just pointing that out to you if you need to add that in. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do the calf and the peroneals here.
Beginning to die, but I guess this side's more manageable. And other way around, woo, have mercy.
Tender, huh? Yeah. So again, I'm using my hands and wrists, but I want you to feel comfortable as you do this. Like, feel free to slightly change it up. I'm going to come back to seated. I want to use my forearm through here on the foot. Big and broad. Could I build up to elbow? Sure.
So is this the thing where she was asking if you were doing more center?
Yeah.
So I think what it feels like.
No. It was when I was doing both feet at the same time. And generally speaking, I was going towards the center. I was really doing this. Full plantar surface on both feet. But some people's ankle mobility means they're going to roll a little to the inside or outside, and you'll hit like a slightly different spot. That's some of the complexity of like delivering a sequence, is things are going to shift just based on like mobility issues between the giver and receiver. Low and slow, huh? Great tack-on service. I don't have this as a standalone service on my menu, but I actually enjoy doing this. It was one of the reasons I chose to do this particular class. So I'm gonna scoot my chair back, maybe just a hair. I'm gonna come in with my knee again. In this case, I'm gonna grab my left first, I think. See if I can come in. How's that?
Good.
Good, right
Does your
there.
phone vibrate if someone decided they wanted to text you?
It should, yes.
Okay, good.
It also has like a lot of mild ring through my Bluetooth.
Oh, nice. Good.
I'm trying to slide the foot down while at the same time sliding.
So though, like, it's nice, like, you like my foot's on the edge, does sometimes catch a sharp edge of the table.
Yep. Is it too much right now?
Edge.
Okay.
Some people, if they have bone in your feet, might have to pull, like, you might have to put, like, down between the foot.
Yep. So what I would do, and I'll just demonstrate that real quick. When the cushion goes away, there's a sharp edge here. So I'm gonna throw this down. That's gonna give a little more cushion. There we go. And then hopefully that's gonna give her what she needed without that pressure there. How's that?
Much better.
There we go.
I just took the edge off. I mean, to a certain extent, it felt good because it's just like, oh, so you're like.
This is that same low and slow. It's just the knee is a bigger, broader tool. I don't even think it's necessarily either or, just what feels good to you. I'm always inviting therapists to start using their legs and feet in session. More tools. That's primarily what I'm teaching. I'm going to switch out from the left foot in a second and go to the right. How are we doing time-wise?
46.
46. Okay.
Oh, that's bomb right there. Yeah, that's where I have my pains. Feel it.
So she says that's bomb. So if I push up
down.
or down, right there.
Down, it's like good.
What if I stack? Is that too much? That's good. Yeah. Okay. She wanted more, so I'm gonna get you fired for massage envy right now. I'm gonna come up. How's that? Too much? Edge better?
Yeah.
There we go. Now, can you spread your tarsals for me? Can you spread your toes? There you go. There you go. Too much?
No.
Intense? There we go. Got to be able to stack body weight. So what I did is I just started doing mat work because I decided this mat in the sky called a table was too small and didn't allow me the leverage I needed. Back off for a second. I'm going to go to the right knee. Gave her just a second there. Come back up and in. See if I can change my position here. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. And then like, how does he work on feet for 6 hours? Oh. You have yet to understand. Just wait till we get to the mat next week. Oh. You're like, what? What the hell is he doing? Right there, Kristen?
Yeah.
Not the calf, the foot?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You just kind of wiped out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on with a lot of tightness.
Sure.
I like how the knee foot while stripping. I'm grateful for how the bolster.
Yeah. And then slowly I'm going to back off of that guy. I'm going to come up to the peroneals on this side, maybe the calf and the peroneals simultaneously. Not as tight on the peroneals here?
No.
Didn't feel like it.
I still feel tension. There's there, but it's just not jump out of the seat. Half on the left side feels.
And I'm going to come up just like I did before around this heel here. I'm going to grab some sort of slide movement through there, side of the foot.
Oh, that's rough, dude.
Taking advantage. When you say it's rough, is it good or?
Good. That's like
okay.
That ligament is like where I have the pain.
When you say,
like if you were to poke it, I'd be like, ah.
You mean right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So the
I think it's the peroneal ligament, right?
The movements feel good. Right through there. More to the front. More to the back. More to the back. More to the back. More to the back.
Whee.
Like a pin stretch, right? Like there's glide here on this, but then I'm mobilizing at the same time. Making sure she's not jumping off the table. What time we got? 51. Holy moly. How we only have 10 minutes left? We only been working 10 minutes? What's going on? Go ahead and lay it face down for me and go ahead and answer that for me. Hello. Sure. What you got? Okay. So what I was doing was I was sliding with one hand up the peroneals. And as I was sliding up the peroneals, what I was doing was essentially pressing on the lateral, kind of not the malleosis, but at the heel, and mobilizing around this way. Yeah, so I want you to watch this hand right here. You see how this hand is just sliding around over the heel? And this is the same thing. It's just from a different angle because her leg was like lifted into the side. So essentially, instead of pressing on the malleolus out here, what I was doing was I was grabbing and sliding around the heel. It's almost like I'm using this as a handle to mobilize the foot while I was sliding on the peroneals. Cool. Oh, you're very welcome. That's why we provide the phone call. Thank you so much. You got it? Cool. So I'm going to switch to the prone. Thank you very much for the call. I'm going to go back up into the calves. Too much, Kristen?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm gonna get my knee involved again. So now she's prone. I want to bring this chair just a little bit closer so I've got something to balance on if I need. Right in there. How's that?
Good.
There we go.
Once again, though, I think I need bolster if my feet are going to be on the edge.
Now, when you say bolster, you mean you need something under your
to
feet. You're cool. I'm gonna get the towel. And I'm gonna double this guy up. Bring your feet down. There you go. How's that?
Much better.
There we go. So that sort of communication, I know that seems like something that might seem obvious, but the thing is, when you create space for the client to communicate with you, they can help you revise the session to make it a bit better. I don't feel like what she did just disrupted me. When the student calls and asks me a question because they couldn't see something, there's a lag. So for you guys at home, we're sending out a signal over YouTube, but I can hear myself in the background at her house talking, but there's like a 3 to 5 second lag. So I'm saying something on the phone and she's not hearing it on the screen at the exact same time, which is, you know, just the nature of communication in the online era currently. So creating space where people can ask questions, they can give you feedback to be able to make things better, because I went into a little more of a definitive explanation about how I was rolling around the heel while I was sliding up the peroneals. You have to create space for clients to communicate with you. How's that, Kristen? Okay. Now, I'm just playing here. I'm going to try something. If I come up and over like this, how's that?
Very nice.
Okay, so I'm shifting into my tib anterior. And what I found was this, I felt like I was working to maintain balance. This allowed me to sink in across a big, broad arch right here.
And it honestly feels better.
It feels better. And then I'm shifting my body mechanics so I can deep compression through soleus right here. We built up to this. Is that too much, Kristen?
Edge.
Okay, I'm going to back off just a little bit. Is that better? There you go. Now, Other hand's free. Now you got 3 points of contact. Hey,
Woo!
hey, hey. There you go. There you go. There you go. So yes, when that lovely young lady calls, that adds nuance to the class. It doesn't disrupt. We're going to continue to figure out how we're going to make that as like optimal as possible, so people can call in, ask questions live. Now, of the three, what do you notice the most?
I love what you're doing on the right foot.
This kneading?
Yeah, it looks like right in there. Oh, be careful.
Okay. Too much?
That knuckle just got sharp real quick.
Okay. Well, you liked it, so I was kind of like, okay, give her a little bit more. And then, and then we found your edge.
Yeah.
You're like, yellow. Right there.
Uh-huh.
Now, what if I start to slide just a little bit with the tib on this left foot?
That's very nice.
There you go. So it's hard to see because like my left hand is going up, my left tib is going down, while my right foot or right hand is going down on a right foot. Then I'm kind of sliding out. My knee is coming out back towards me. Big, long, slow slide. How are we doing time-wise? 56. So in just about 4 minutes, we're going to finish up. Then give you just like a couple minutes, bathroom break. You dying, Kristen? Which one?
Oh, moly, holy moly.
Which one?
The left.
Okay, hand or knee?
The hand.
Okay, I'm going to back off just a little bit. Now, did you notice that? I have 3 points of contact, and she goes, oh my God. So which one of those? I had to ask her because I don't know which one is the one that was too intense, right?
Yeah, that's so nice. That was nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch out, and you can see this was pale. This is a little more red. This was a little more pale because that compression through my tib going across right there was so big and so broad, it was like restricting a little bit of blood flow. I'm going to switch it out now.
Oh, so nice. I could go for literally another hour.
Another hour? Oh, that's too bad. You're only going to get another hour.
I just mean like if you were to sell this, like, I want to do it all the time. Maybe just like a temporary, especially in 2-hour foot massages, lower leg, you know.
Well, the other part is, can you save your body and do it? And that's a big deal for me. Therapists, they're using their hands too much. Like I feel this right now because I'm using all of this, right? There's a little more hand active than normal, but I'm still adding in stuff that allows you to make it a bit easier. I'm gonna cross again, just like before, that tib, right? Big and broad. So do you feel bone or do you feel muscle there?
Muscle.
Muscle. So, and this is what I'm trying to show. It's not my tib right here. It's not this point. It's this big, broad part of my tib anterior, this big strip of muscle right here, going right in there. And I shift my hip position to be able to get this right hand just right in there. How's that?
So good.
Holy smoky. Holy. Holy. Holy moly. Calves?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little foot weight on the foot. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this tib. It's this angle right here. I'm gonna back this out. I'm gonna slide just like it was a forearm and elbow. How's that? Now more down towards the toes. There you go. So my shin essentially becomes like a big forearm on steroids. Right here.
That's freaking bomb.
A state of bomb has been declared.
Yes.
We like when it's bomb.
Yes.
Bomb means we get a tip.
Okay.
Bomb means it's working. Now I'm gonna add in a little bit of calf. How's that?
Good.
There we go. How are we doing time-wise?
4 o'clock on the dot.
All right. So I'm going to back out. I'm going to come into here. Little twists there. Twists. Little twists. Little twists.
Everyone deserves this.
And the dismount. Perfect end. Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was so good.
So we're going to take just a second here. I want you guys to be able to take a quick bathroom break, grab a drink of water. If you need to wash your hands, that sort of thing. We're going to trade here in just a second. We're going to replicate a lot of the same stuff, maybe a few little variants, but we're going to go through the same sequence, but we're going to switch partners. Kristen, do you want to turn back onto your back again?
I'd love to.
There we go. And we're doing good. How your feet feel?
Quite queens.
They're mobile again?
They're stoked they have 1 more hour this to go.
So I'm also not going to beat you up. We just communicate as we go. Feel better?
I mean, yes, but it's like, oh, there's shit to do. All right, but it's like, you could keep going.
Yeah. So on your back. There you go. And kind of to the center. You need that for your knees?
Oh, man. Somewhere. Want me to move back up on the table?
You're fine. Do you need a pillow or anything
I'm
for your
good.
head? Okay. So when I'm checking in like that, I'm just trying to make sure she feels comfortable. She's going to be like this for a little bit of time. Part of the reason I wanted to do a little bit prone, a little bit sideline, is just kind of to switch it up, to make you think about body positioning in a slightly different way. The young lady earlier, when she was asking about the pressure, I'm going to replicate this real quick before I forget about it. So when I was coming in like this, double, I was really trying to hit the center of the foot and slide down the entire plantar surface. It wasn't more to the inside, it wasn't more to the outside, but it depends on the person and like foot positioning. Just doing this, her legs are splayed open just a little bit. If all I do is move her more in, completely changes the positioning. What I think is really important that you understand is you can move the client around. If it's bothering your body, you can literally try to mobilize the client in a way that feels comfortable, that allows you biomechanically to deliver the most effective pressure possible while easing your own body strain. So I'm going to come again in. How's that there? You guys at home, go ahead and trade out. We're going to finish our trade here. And again, this stuff is going to be available to you after the fact. You're going to be able to rewatch this video. You're going to be able to watch it again. You get together with 2-3 colleagues. You have a big foot massage party. CE party.
So nice.
Hello. CE party. You go to CE class? Boring. CE party. It's like absolutely fabulous in here. Come on.
Yeah, imagine if you're sipping some rosé,
Sipping on some rosé.
learning some foot massage.
It's the Rosé CE party. This edition of the CE party is sponsored by such and such rosé wine. That's right. I have dreams. So I'm just mobilizing through the feet here. Now, she has a little bit of shea butter that's left. It's real tacky now. Realize that if I was working on her for the first time, this would be completely dry, but I'm just taking advantage of what's there. I kind of like to work dry first, just to feel what's going on. I get more of a grip. Then I can add some sort of lubricant later if I need. I like the shea butter for the feet just because the feet get dry because we're always shoving them in shoes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hydrate, make
It's
it good.
wintertime. Fine.
Then I'm going to come right up the inside of the leg here, checking her vibrometer. And just like before, her legs are splayed open. I was opening the legs out, so I'm going to switch this so that I can bring this guy in. The reason I want to bring the ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder into one line is it's going to allow more of this internal rotation. If I ever splayed wide, it makes it a little more difficult to get the rotation I need to be able to get into the tib anterior here. And again, back of my hand, I really like this. Back of my hand, back of my hand, back of my hand. Woo! How we doing there, Kristen? There we go. So I can use my hand to reinforce if I want to do that. Is that too much? No. And then if I don't like that, I can also come in just like I did before, right with my knee to reinforce. Want to make sure it feels comfortable on your carpals, your hand, your wrist. Now, she automatically started moving her foot. I didn't have to tell her to. She knows the sort of flow towards active mobilization, passive mobilization, and just like passive work. I tend to go in and out of those depending on what I think the client needs, but I'm letting the client choose. She wants the active part. I didn't have to tell her to do it. She just naturally started moving. So you can see how pale my hand gets here. Not a lot of blood flow. And very slowly when I back off, you're going to see this. You'll see my hand kind of flush full of blood when I back off. There we go. Turns all pink. And that's just because of the blood flow. The compressions are so deep, it's restricting blood flow. Whee! Holy moly. So this is my left hand. It felt like a little too much. I already did one pass. I'm going to switch it to the opposite, which means I can use the right hand right here. Right hand. Right hand. Is that too much? What time we got?
You've been on doing it for 5 minutes. You started at 4:02, it's 4:07.
There we go.
Woo-wee.
A state of
And that's just
ooh-wee has been declared.
that's like radiating all the way down.
Two.
Oh man, like feels like right for like the foot meets. You know,
The ankle meets the foot.
Yeah, basically, it feels like I can feel like that muscle goes straight down and just like
Yep.
the base.
So these muscles, meaning soleus, the gastrocs, the peroneals, tib anterior, are influencing the position of the tarsals.
Ugh.
Just like in your hands, you get the carpals, right?
Ugh.
Too much?
Yeah.
Just refers down?
I mean, you don't get work like this.
Okay. So can you move your foot for me just a little bit? Can you pull into it?
Oh, Jade, no. Whee! Oh. This is bad for everyone. Is this for me right now? I mean, it's good.
You have a little more of a pronounced issue with it.
Oh my God.
So if for some reason, maybe they have lotion on their legs and you were sliding, let's say you wanted to get more of a grip, there's nothing wrong with taking a towel, throw it over the top, and basically that same area, because now you've got grip if you need it. And you don't have to do that. I'm just pointing it out. This is what you do once you've applied some oil or lubricant and you're trying to get a grip. You're going to cover them.
Oh, get a grip.
He's like, no, don't get a grip. I'm dying. Don't get a grip. I'm dying.
Whee!
Now, her peroneals right there, really, really tight. I'm going to come out to the other foot. Now I'm just going to work on the other side. It feels like sometimes almost like we beat this leg up a little bit. Yeah. Now we're just going to go balance it out. Okay. Yeah. And the thing is, this foot might be the foot that's the problem. This might be the foot that I focus on because that's what the ongoing issue is. But I want to work on the opposite side as well, just to give you something to reference. Like, in other words, maybe this leg is just normal, but it's like it feels like, oh yeah, it's got a little tension, but it's not as bad as this side. Yeah. Most of what we do as body workers, I tell people, is helping people with their awareness. It doesn't mean that we're fixing anything, especially in a single session. It just means that we're trying to make them more aware of their tension patterns. When they're more aware of their tension patterns, that creates a situation where we're able to work with them to be able to educate, work in an ongoing way, right? And then you go, hey, we're having a special this month. If you book 2 more sessions today, I'm going to include the foot massage for the next sessions. What does the client then do?
Right, but for now,
Yeah, can we do that?
because that was awesome.
So again, out to the outside. And I'm going to hook in here. You think there? Or a little higher?
Oh, no, it's there.
Right there?
Yeah, it's there.
Right there? Again, I can reinforce with my hand like this. I don't like it as much as the knee. This is more natural to me. How's that?
Yeah.
There we go. Ah.
It's about the same spot on both legs.
About, yeah.
Like 1.5 inches, 2 inches down. Got your pen.
Turn it.
Oh, baby Jesus.
Fortunately, I didn't press OK.
Okay. Oh.
Somebody text me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit higher. Reinforce again.
But I don't think it's even from class.
It's fine.
Daniel, is that someone else?
Nah, that's a colleague. I'll get that later. You dying?
No, that's okay right now.
Okay.
Start a time.
Right in there. Can you move your foot at all? There you go.
Definitely easy on this side.
Yeah.
Ah.
The difference is if I work on awareness, it's easier to feel successful. Part of what I've done over the last 18 years is like, I made my living on pain management. I mean, I really roto-rooter fix-it guy where massage therapists were referring clients to me because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. I made myself necessary, not just relaxing. I was really a problem solver. And gonna back off a little bit. My hand was getting tired. Let's my hand flush out, get some blood in there. What time we got? Like we're 15, 18 in, what is that?
Yeah, it's the 4:13 right now.
Okay. Come down, back to the feet. Just mobilizing there. Mobilizing the toes, tarsals. Movement. You're constantly thinking about ankle mobility, thinking about using the foot as a handle to mobilize the feet, being able to mobilize the toes. When you pick someone up and move them, where do you feel the tension? So you're using the movement to figure out what muscles are tight. And once you figure out what muscles are tight, you know what to focus on, either for a stretch, a compression, or both, to be able to isolate. The clients always go, how did you know? And I go, listen, I did this. And I went, oh, her calves are tight. Like her feet.
So tight.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's just from that little movement. They think I'm just working on their feet. I'm using the feet as a handle to try to find mobility, essentially from here up towards the knee. And I think I'm going to go ahead and shea butter up. So I'm going to get that. And this time I'll be able to apply just a little bit less to Kristen because I used so much last time that there's some of it still left over. I think that'll probably do it. Close that up and see.
Hey, just so you know, I set my stopwatch up. It's 10 minutes after when we started, so we're 13 minutes into the actual hands-on. We're like,
yeah, if we go a couple minutes over, it's not a big deal. I just want to generally stay on schedule so I don't get sidetracked. So I spread the shea butter. It takes a minute for it to dissolve where it gets that good sheen and kind of tacky. I'm going to apply to her feet. I'm going to wrap around the heel. Don't want to miss that. Up through the toes. And again, I'll typically apply it really liberally to the feet first. And then if I realize I've got enough on the feet, and this is hard, it's just by feel. If I've got enough, then what I want to do is I want to come in and go ahead and work up the shins. Once it's been liberally applied to the feet, there's some left over. It's like we're spreading it. We had too much down at the feet. Now we're going to spread it just a bit more up the leg. You can wrap even around the calf if I need to. A little leg traction feels nice. And back to just this right foot. I'm going to use my knuckles. Slide through there. I'm going to go through the top of the foot. And right over to the opposite foot. Big broad knuckles. So does it matter if it's like that? Does it matter if it's like that? Does it matter if it's like that? Well, what feels good to you? It also depends on the kind of pressure they're looking for. It's kind of like that same thing from forearm to elbow. You can vary it. You can vary the sharpness. Go to the top of the foot here. Again, don't strain your hands. Change it up. I change it up. What I assume is if I get bored with it, the clients get bored with it. The difference is I've meditated a lot. I know how to sit in my own boredom. That is correct. Kristen is wiped out.
ask me a question?
I said, Kristen is wiped out.
Did you ask me a question?
No.
Ha! Ha! Wait. Wait, did I not hear?
No, you're relaxed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And up the tib, up the peroneals, go up towards the calves. What time are we at?
Oh, 4:20. That was a great idea.
So we're 20 minutes in. Correct?
Yes, sir. We're actually 18 minutes since we started 2 minutes after.
Okay.
I think I need some water. I have a tickle in my throat. Can I
Okay.
grab some
So
water?
give me just a second. Let's go ahead and can we shift the camera? Are we on camera 2? Yeah. Go ahead and grab her some water.
Right here in the block. It's one of those tickles that like comes on. It doesn't stop until you put water. Thank you.
So I'm gonna switch to both.
Thank you.
Same time. Big flat knuckles. A little more balanced in center.
This is everything.
Big broad knuckles. Now, if I shift to just one forearm, this is just like before, mostly replicating what we did before, maybe a little bit of difference in the sequence. I can actually hold here to give a little more support. This feels like I'm a little bit more on the inside, but I'm generally just trying to get some length to the foot here. Plantar surface, big and broad. Big and broad. Big and broad. How's that feel?
Good.
You dying?
No. That
Big
feels great.
and broad.
So that's the one where you're saying you were putting it down the middle.
Well, it is the same thing, except I was just doing one side at a time. What she was asking about was I was doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do is I work on one foot. I'm going to switch
Oh,
now to the other foot. And just to give me some stability, okay? If I'm holding here at the ankle, this provides me like a good grip to be able to come in. There we go. Because now I've got some pushback. If I need to change the angle, I'm able to move the foot here to be able to do that. Big and broad. Big and broad. Think of it as like massaging your forearm extensors with her foot. Yeah. Here we go. You dying, Kristen?
Oh, no. Great.
And
Feels like, you know, it's like hitting my medial arch.
Yeah. So when I shift this, at first it was kind of like I was coming up and down, just working the foot, right? And then when I shifted my focus towards my forearm extensors, it was kind of like I was hooking lateral and coming across. So I'm gonna hook. We weren't using our hands all the time, right? So I'm gonna hook in here and work on my extensors. Oh, don't tell her you're doing that. Oh, right there. Oh, right there. Extensor pollicis longus. Oh. Oh yeah. How's that?
Nice.
There you go. Now that I've done each individually is where I'm going to come in on both. Now, I'm not going to be able to hold the ankle while I do this. This is the replication of what the young lady was asking about earlier. So I'm going to come in and I'm trying to stack. But do you see how the main pressure is like she's bending like this? I'm lengthening the gastrocs and lengthening the soleus while I work the plantar surface of the foot. I'm trying to come in a balanced way. Over and down. I'm in a balanced way. Over and down. Balanced way. Over and down. How we doing time-wise? What time is it?
It's 4:25.
Okay.
I'll open Twitter. I was like, oh, where are we
You
at?
open Twitter, tell Ice-T to come hang out with me. Right through there. If you don't follow Ice-T on Twitter, you're really losing out, by the way. You gotta follow Ice-T. So tell me again, what time is it?
25.
25? Okay.
Oh, that's so nice.
So if I want to work on the heel, how's that?
Very nice.
How's it on the outside?
That feels good.
Inside or outside?
All of it
Both.
feels good.
Yeah. And this is just completely changing it up. We were doing these big compressions. Now I'm just kind of gliding over skin. It's got some rapidity to it, a little bit of rapid movement. A little bit of thumb on the bottom here.
Nice.
Outside of the heel?
So nice to me.
Outside of the heel?
So nice.
Inside of the heel?
Also.
Also so nice. So we do a little bit of so nice, and a little more so nice, and a little more so nice. It covers a lot of sins. Right there. Through the plantar surface again. Through the plantar surface of the feet. This is essentially the same motion. This is just using my fists and knuckles as opposed to my forearm. So it was the same basic movement.
How do you feel after giving this for an hour and a half?
There's a little bit of tension in my hands. They're a little warm,
Yeah.
but it feels like it starts to feel just a little fatigued. It's not like painful.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And the thing is, normally I would have completely moved on from this. I wouldn't do this more than an hour typically. Yeah. And then, I mean, wait till we get next week with the mat. You think I don't use my hands now? Dude, the stuff on the mat is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now I'm going to come up. A bit of movement there. Maybe wring it out. And wring it out. And let's see, what time are we at again?
28.
28. Let's go ahead and put you on your side comfortably. You can grab the pillow if you need to. I'm going to use the blanket there to bolster your leg. Doesn't matter which. We're going to work both. Okay. Clients will often ask me that, like what side they want me to turn them to. And it really just depends on like what they're having problems with. I'm really going to tuck this in, give her some space because I want this guy out to the side. Her foot's even a little bit lower.
You want me to come back
Can
up
you
on the
can
table?
you scoot up just a hair? There we go. I really want her foot. I kind of like this edge. If she was right here at the edge, that might be too much, but I kind of like this because I feel like there's some support for the foot if I'm pressing down, but she also gets this movement. Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel like I've ever gotten longer than like a 10-minute foot massage before.
What's going on with your life?
Huh.
So, gonna come up. This right hand, I'm gonna scoot the chair out just a little bit. This right hand is gonna go up the calf here. This left hand is gonna come down, do it the knuckles. Too much, Kristen?
No.
Okay. I'm just checking in
It's
on
a
pressure.
little, I mean, the knuckles are on edge, but the rest of it's maze.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Now the calf's on edge. Good way though.
So the hands are going this direction. Sliding out.
Ah. Holy smokies. Holy holy.
Calf or foot?
Yes.
Calf.
Calf.
Okay. Up in there. Then we superficial to deep, general to specific. We went deeper, we went deeper, we went deeper. Then I'm gonna back off. This is real common in my work. It's like I'll give this leg a break just for a second so I can come up into the peroneals on the other side. And what I want is I want her leg to be able to rest flat. The reason I changed her foot position right there just a little bit is I didn't want to like bend at her ankle in a way that was like uncomfortable on her foot. I wanted to see if I press into here. And I'm also testing like mobility just to make sure, like what if she had an old knee injury? And when I bent her this way, she went, oh,
Yeah.
and then you could feel that and then go, oh, did you have something wrong or something wrong with your knee?
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to be at neutral so I can slide right up this outer leg line, right up the peroneals right there. So I'm going to come around, big, broad left hand, and this is that slide. Now I'm on the outside of the foot here, but I'm definitely just sliding along this lateral side with more of a flat heel of hand right out the lateral side of the foot.
So nice. Like it's super tight on the lateral edge of my leg.
Yeah.
That as you strip it, there's so much sensation. But with that work you're doing in the foot, it's like, number one, it never gets work. But two, it's like a really great distraction to like all the sensation I feel in my lower, I feel in my leg. It's crazy.
And I go, hey, what about this foot? Oh, oh, yeah. Now we're up the peroneals on her left leg, down on the plantar surface of the foot on the right.
Oh baby G. Whee! So tight up top.
Then I go, hey, what about the calf? Oh,
Holy
what about the
smokies.
calf? Oh, what about the calf? Oh, it's like,
Up
oh my,
top, there's so much.
oh my God.
Whee!
Then back out here again. Then I'm going to switch it up because we roughed up just a little bit on that leg, right? So now we're going to come back over here just to the one. That's where I'm going to use my knee again. I'm going to see if my chair is kind of in the right position. You might have to reposition that a little bit. There we go. I'm going to be able to come up with my knee right in there. How's that?
Oh my God.
Calf?
Yeah.
Okay. So for some reason with her, it may be because this is the second time through, I like this shearing to the outside instead of just straight up. But you give me feedback. How's that?
I mean, it's just really tight.
Just really tight.
Really tight calf.
Just really tight. Really tight calf. Ripping out that calf. Ripping out that calf. Ripping out that calf.
Oh my God, that's intense.
Time is it?
4:34.
So I'm going to come up just with my tib again. So I'm going to bring this guy up. If I need to reposition, I can bring the chair out. Gonna bring this guy up and over.
Woo!
How's that?
Good.
There we go.
Woo, it's a little sharp.
I'm trying to go in opposite directions very slowly. Down towards the foot and up the calf simultaneously. Too much in the calf?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Right
can't
there?
contain my noises.
Right there?
It's like once you get into the belly, it's. Holy smokies. Yeah, it's up there on the mid to top. Oh my god. Robert!
I'm barely pressing. But what's the difference? Pointy thumb.
Yeah.
Pointy thumb compared to heel of hand compared to palm, right?
Yeah.
Three different points of contact. So I'm gonna broad nut. There's no need to give her more pressure than she can handle. Just if we go right up to her edge, that's the good spot. That's what the clients want. And then she started doing this little movement. You can't, I don't think it's imperceptible on camera,
Yeah.
but she was just like plantar surface, like moving her foot like with the pressure as I worked. Too much?
Nope.
Okay.
Now it's getting happier.
A little better. So
That's
just to switch it out, I'm going to go to the other. And the thing is, the angle is going to be a little bit different. This is my knee again. This is like I'm coming in a little bit more at this angle.
Ah! Ah!
And just through here.
I feel like I need to cover my mouth because I get so loud.
No, but the thing is, I encourage my clients to be vocal because it gives me feedback about pressure. Then when they do that, like part of it's kind of teasing, right? Like what's their edge?
Yeah.
But it's also like if it's too much, I just have to back off a little bit. The good thing about backing off is it's less pressure on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just back off a little bit. Is that better?
Yeah.
My knee right now, just because of the angle, isn't really moving. It's more like a static compression on the foot. I'm turning my knee this way. You can probably see my foot start to shift position there.
Holy psyches.
And it was just when I leaned in right over here on her calf is where she felt it. I'm gonna come back up. Now I'm gonna work on the calf and the peroneal at the same time. How's the time?
Terrified. Oh, time 38.
38. Okay.
Ah! That's his middles.
But I mean,
I'm
so
sorry,
it's when they get into
I'm
here,
so
right?
annoyed.
So to me, I think it's soleus. Deep soleus. Everybody talks about gastrocs, gastrointestinal. They have the same Greek root word, right? Bellies.
Yeah.
But it's the soleus. The soleus is the deeper muscle. The soleus, when I have plantar fasciitis, and I laugh at them. Yeah, soleus is usually the culprit.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go ahead and flip you to your other side. I'll take that with.
Oh. Oh, good Jesus. Okay.
And again, if you guys at home, you have questions, you can't quite see something, that's the stuff I want you to call or text me for. Something just buzzed. Can you let me know what that was? Oh, here we go again.
I should have wrote it down.
No, it's fine. Nah, there's no messages. Wanted to check and see. right up through there. And in her case, just because we mentioned this earlier, I'm going to put this down underneath her feet, or foot, I should say. Just that. Calf?
Down?
Yeah. So I'm going to back off the calf just a little bit less pressure. Right up through there. What was that message there? Looked like it was through my business page. Just want to make sure you weren't messaging me through there.
No,
It's something else. Don't worry about it.
oh my.
Calves tight?
For that's not something.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Upper calf is very tight.
Gonna switch it up again. I was doing some pressure here. I want to switch over to the other leg so it's not too intense. It's just giving this leg like a quick break. I'm gonna go out to the peroneals over here. Right hand this time. Most of the time, I will shift things. You just want it to feel biomechanically sound. You want to be able to do it in such a way that it feels good to be able to deliver pressure. You want it to feel easy to be able to work on someone in a way that feels effortless. When I'm done with this session, I'll feel a little fatigued through my hands, but I've also worked for 2 hours, not 1. And I'm not even really, are you guys prepared for this? I'm not even really pulling out the big guns. Like dude, I'll use my legs and feet and compressions in a way that would concern you, I think. Gonna switch it up and bring this guy over. Right into there. Now, just like before, where we're grabbing on the outside, this is the kind of motion here. Stripping, sliding over skin, taking advantage of the fact that we have that there right now. And then, once I've got this in, now this hand's just gonna shear up. Slowly, inchworm.
Oh, that's that ligament that bothers me.
So this time, that time I was a little bit more posterior. I'm gonna go a little bit more to the anterior, a little bit more straight up the peroneals this time. Just a slight change in vantage point. It's hard to see everything on camera unless there's like extreme close-ups. And even then, you wouldn't catch it all. But the thing that I know that you don't know is you wouldn't catch it all in class anyway, not in person. Too busy, working, giving, receiving, working. Kristen is dying.
Oh my god, I am.
Kristen is dying. Slow death.
Slow death.
The good death. What do you think? One more pass through there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to come in. I'm going to kind of reinforce this hand now.
Oh.
So, pretty intense, superficial to deep, general to specific. Now I'm going to come back out to this leg, kind of going back and forth, and then sometimes combining both. But in this case, I'm going to come in his knee here. How's that?
Good.
There we go. I'm going to scoot my chair just a little bit closer. I want the top of my foot to be able to rest here. There we go. Now I can stack some weight.
Edge in the calf. Oh, edge.
I'm going to back off a little bit. So when she's saying edge in the calf, she's letting me know, hey, it's a little bit too much. But do you see how even another colleague communicated it? I could just go, okay, she's got the edge, she's at the edge of her calf, so what? And not change pressure, and then you'd go, why was he mean to me? So
make him mad.
I'm also, I didn't pull my pants up, so I've got like a little bit more grip here. I'm not really sliding with the knee. It's more like focus on the calf, but that's more what she has issue with. What is our time again?
46.
46. How do we have 15 minutes left? I've only worked on you for like 10 minutes.
So nice. That pass was like the nicest pass. Finally, like,
What was the thing about the pass that time? Was it just softer?
it was just like my muscles have finally started to like let go, so it's not so like sensitive.
Yeah. And that's one area with me. If you guys ever work on me, my calves are tight. But the reason my calves are tight is because I use my legs and feet the way other therapists use their hands. The last time I was a little bit more anterior. This time I'm a little bit more posterior as I'm sliding up the calf there.
Yeah, it's like it's finally like it was so sensitive up there, now it's finally like letting go.
You can't force someone to relax. You can only send an invitation. And I'm going to stay on the same leg, but I'm going to reverse it now and actually expose my leg, or my knee, I should say.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So when you were doing that, you were just creating space, moving the joints around, right?
Yeah.
Just because she's been pinned in this position, I don't fight the client. If anything, I'd use that as an opportunity and go, oh, okay, how's that feel?
Nice.
There we go. So see, this is the thing. What I did was you're allowing the client to communicate with you like, no, I wanted to stretch the other way just for a second. And if you learn to communicate with them that way, there's a much more fluid response between like giving and receiving. There we go. Now, I'm going to expose that knee. And just like before, but this time I'm going to switch hands. It'll be the right. A little bit more anterior, a little bit more to the back. Back off just a little bit there. How are we doing time-wise?
We're done.
Okay, just making sure. And it's a little bit more to the back. So what I've noticed in her calves, we talked about superficial to deep, we talked about general to specific, is she feels it a little bit more on the lateral portion of her calf. The inside is like softened. The lateral side is a little more tender. I would use that session to session because now I know her body better. Too much? Okay. If I start to slide down the foot there, there we go. And I can back off for a second. Just gonna do that little lateral strip. It's almost like grabbing the calf and rolling it back and over the tibia towards the fibula.
Squeeze. Squeeze.
How's our time?
4:50.
So we try to make it balance leg to leg. I'm gonna have her go face down now. And she's, in her case, she's not in the face rest. She's gonna turn her head to the side. She preferred that. So to give her a little space here, I'm gonna take the towel here. I'm gonna roll this guy up just a little bit. It's gonna be just like a little bolster along the feet here. I think that'll be wide enough. How's that?
Good.
Okay. Just a slight change in position. You know, feel free to use the bolsters that you have to make the person comfortable. One of the things I'm considering in a class next month is just talking about props and positioning. I use these constantly on a table and on a mat to be able to work on people. So it's just changing the person's body position to fit something that's going to work for you. How's that?
Okay.
There we go. Now I can work on both calves same time. You know what? This guy's a little bit too thin. You're going to fall off there. Let me do this. This is going to be a little bit wider. There we go. How's that?
Yeah.
There we go. One of the things that I like about props are these blankets, because the prop is customizable. I can change the prop to make it fit the person I'm working on, which is really advantageous. I'm gonna come up into the calves here.
Oh.
Both sides?
You're right.
Just tender?
Yeah. Or I lied. Maybe the left.
Okay. So I'm gonna lighten up. I'm on both. Distributing pressure pretty much equally side to side. Comfortable?
Yeah. Oh, Scheiße. Oh, mother. Oh, mother. Lisa.
So a little bit of pressure there. I'm going to come in with my left knee and I think left tib. This is going to feel a little better to me. The knee is more like I had to focus to keep it in the same spot. The tib is like a broader surface area, which allows me to almost like relax and slide in. How's that? There we go. And I really feel like I've got her foot is just pinned. And now what I'm really doing is working on this. Even though this is here, I'm really working on the calf. And then I can, hey, get the hand free, why not? That shea butter is absorbed really, really well.
Oh, left.
Calf. Okay, I'm gonna back off just a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
There we go. So what I had to do was I had to push. I had to push into my hip, push into there to be able to take pressure off. If I take the pressure off, it means I sink in, which means the pressure is a bit deeper. She didn't want quite as much. Pressure's okay on the calf?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Woo.
Calf again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna slowly back off and just gonna switch it out to the other foot. I could see this myself just because my vision was so close. Like this foot got really pale just because of the compression. This one was like pretty flush with blood, and then when I came off, this is very pink right now. I'm just gonna switch out to the opposite side. Again, instead of my knee, more my tibia. Right through there. there. How's that?
But, oh, it's good.
Too deep? In the calf?
Yeah.
Okay. Better? There we go. So again, if I'm taking pressure off of the hand, it's like I have to push into the hip. That's going to lift my center of gravity so there's not so much compression right down through the shoulder. You can also see that my shoulder to my elbow to my hand is pretty like, not locked, but extended, because I'm just kind of leaning down through here. I'm trying to use and expend as little effort as possible to deliver the maximum amount of comfortable pressure. Sometimes when I say compression, they think I mean pounds per square inch. And I'm like, no, no, no. Like, just doing this is pounds per square inch, like it's stretching skin. How's that, Kristen?
Good, totally managed.
How's that?
456.
Cool, thank you for letting me know.
Yep. That strip is.
Yeah. And then my guess is also that you're having more issues out here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, like in a session where I'm in more treatment mode, I'm going to really hone in on that. The purpose of today's class was to give a more general sequence so that you can begin improvising with new tools. How many massage therapists on a regular basis use their knees and shins to work on feet?
Very, very like probably none.
And the thing is, that's half of what we've done probably. Yeah. It's just to expand your tool set. What we're doing is you don't just have a tiny, tiny little brush, and you don't have just a paintbrush. Now you have a roller. Now you have a paint sprayer. Now you have tape. Now you have more tools to be able to apply to any given issue. Once you start working this way, you get very annoyed when people try to take away your roller and take away your paint sprayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Too much here?
Great.
Foot or the calf?
All good.
Okay. And I just, she gave me that I just wanted to make sure. If it's good, we're great. If it's too much, just got to back off just a little bit.
Totally doable.
Totally doable. And I'm going to slowly take pressure off. You can see probably pinked up just a little bit there. This was almost, looks like almost more tan, but you could see the blood rush, little flush there. It's just because the compression is so deep, those arterial structures got tourniqueted, so the blood just flushes back through there. How are we doing time-wise?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. So I'm gonna just work down through the feet here. Can go up to the heels. I think I'm gonna leave our calves alone. We've done plenty with that. Just working through here, kind of make nice to say goodbye. And down towards the toes. Can you give me our actual time?
4:59.
4:59. So I'm gonna come through here. Again, just making nice, just saying goodbye. Good, solid footwork. Includes the calves, includes the lower leg, essentially. We didn't go into great detail because it is primarily the feet. But I want you to understand, too, that part of what we just did is we're influencing these structures because they influence what's happening at the ankle and down to the foot. Was that too abrupt?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
So
It's just that these muscles from soleus to the tib anterior are controlling ankle position, which means it's controlling where the feet are and how they respond. So, guys, that is the end of our presentation for today. Now, I want you to understand this. I'm giving this away as 2 hours of free CE credit. I have to structure this online, this video here on YouTube. I'm going to change the link down below so you can get your 2 hours of free CE credit. If you want to purchase the full class, there'll be a link for that as well. If you didn't buy today and you want the other 2 classes and you want to participate with us live, you can just follow the link below and go ahead and sign up for the full course. The second day, next weekend, Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. on the 8th, is going to be mat based. Okay, we're going to work on the feet in a completely different way in a mat. Then on the third day, which is going to be in this case the 22nd, we're skipping a week. We're going to use the Thai foot sticks and the tools in a way that was similar to today, but we're going to add that specificity in. If you have any questions for me, feel free to write me, talk with me. This is going to stay up. Feel free to use this with your friends and colleagues. Feel free to share this with them if they want 2 hours of free CE credit. I will add the link down below so that you can sign up and get your CEs. If you have any questions for me, let me know. In December, my suspicion is we're going to do bolsters and props. One of the days will be table-based, 2 might be mat-based. In the new year, January and February, oh, looks like table tie massage. Oh, looks like for 2 months. We're going to go over the full table tie class, I think, in January and February, but stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I really appreciate your attention. Questions, comments, texts, calls, follow me on whatever social media you use, and I will see you guys again very, very soon.